from a truck driver's point of view, my point of view, for this is how I like to overtake and like to be overtaken, and I'll reverse the roles and everything like that. So I'll try and be as quick as I can. But so old mate here, in his 4-wheel drive, got a horse float on, horse float, caravan, boat, whatever, I don't care. Say he's doing 95 k's an hour. I'm catching him, and I'm going to overtake. If he's doing, I do 100. So if he's doing 98, if I catch anyone, I'm going to overtake them. There's people there that say, oh, if he's doing 98, you shouldn't need to overtake. I'll just sit on 98. Like, that's just ridiculous. It's a 6,000 kilometre round trip, so we got a job to do. We need to get there. That 2 kilometres an hour over 60 hours is 120 kilometres. So yeah, do the math. So if he's doing, regardless, I'm going to overtake him if he's going slower than me, no matter who it is, truck, car, whatever, I don't care. So if I'm catching him, I'll try from a couple hundred metres back, I'll try and time it so that when I hit here at 100 k's, there's nothing coming and I can overtake. That's the ideal scenario, okay, which obviously doesn't always pan out like that. So sometimes I'll come up and a truck will be coming this way, car, whatever, this way. So then I've got to back off and be on 95, the same speed as what he's doing, okay? And what one of the worst things that can happen here, there's lots of worst scenarios, but sometimes you get people here that panic a little bit and think they're going to do the right thing, and they'll put their brake lights on. Obviously they touch the brake, and they'll try and pull over on the side of the road to give you enough room to get around, while they're still doing, they could be doing about 60 by now, which we've had to slow down to 60. And if there's something coming, there's not enough room to get around. And I just don't like that. I don't like it when a car or anything will pull off the side of the road, because it has happened before where a car has pulled off the side of the road and what they were doing though, they were pulling off the side of the road, not even looking in their mirrors, and did a U-ey in front of the truck, and the truck just come and bang, just no time to brake or anything. It snapped the car completely off the caravan. The caravan was stayed upright, and the car and driver and passenger were killed instantly. Okay, so that's one reason why I really don't like seeing caravans pull off to the side of the road. So getting back to that, another way that they do it is people will brake thinking they're doing the right thing, but all it's doing is slowing me down. I'm 100 tons, say. So for me to slow down and then pick up speed again to get around it, takes so much. It takes so much time, and you're spending more time on the opposite side of the road than what you should do. So the ideal way, this is if you haven't got a UHF, mind you, the best thing to do is have a UHF. Then you talk to the driver and you communicate. That's the best way to do it. But if you haven't got a UHF, the best way to do is just to maintain your 95 kilometers, no matter where you are, just maintain your speed. So I can maintain 95 as well, and then when it's clear, soon as I come out and like next to you, then just tap on the brake, and you'll slowly get back, obviously, and I'll slowly get in front and you'll never see me again. Job done. That's as simple as that. What does happen, and it does so I'm doing 95, he's doing 95, I come out to overtake, I'm still doing 95. It'll take me a couple of kilometers to get back up to 100, okay? So that'll mean I'm out in this lane for quite a long time. And sometimes these people just don't even know, like they just don't even know, or it doesn't register just to back off and let it go, because what can happen here, there's so many things going to be, a blow steer tyre, whatever, but for any reason at all that I need to avoid anything up here or anything out of the ordinary happens, I'm coming over into this lane. Okay, that's what's going to happen there. And I'm not saying I'm misjudging the overtaking or whatever, but if you're in that lane for a couple of kilometers, something could just come up over the horizon. Something, shit happens. Okay, and So old mate might be sitting here, and it might even just be a stubborn, it might just be a stubborn person going, well, we both own the roads and rah, rah, rah. You might be, my penis is bigger than yours, blah, blah, blah. You might be that type of person, but I'm telling you, I'm coming into this lane. If I need to get out of the way of anything, I will slowly come over to this lane and force you to brake. And I mean, that's where truck drivers might get a bad, you force me off the road. Think about what you're doing as well, okay? And I'm not saying it's all, trucks are better than you and whatever, but we drive it every week for our life. Like, we pretty good judge on the roads and all that sort of stuff. So I think that's a good, safe way of being overtaken, and I do. And if it's around the other way, an old mate's catching me, say he's doing 101, 102 or whatever, okay? He's catching me, okay? Well, what I do, and I do this, not all truck drivers do this, and you don't have to do it, and I've done it to police, and they put their siren on as they go past to say thank you, and so I don't know if it's illegal. I don't know, but this is what I like to do. I really dislike people just sitting up my ass, like going along. I feel like I'm responsible for them and me, and that's just how I feel. Okay, so when it's clear up here, I'll flip the indicator on 3 times. Okay, and some people will say, yeah, I've had a truck put an indicator on, and I've come out, and the truck's ended up turning down a street, and if a truck, it's just a bit of common sense, really. If a truck's indicator is on for longer than 3 flicks, right, and the brake lights start coming on like they're going to turn, well, guess what? They're probably going to turn. Okay, they're probably turning for some reason. All right. When I say I'm going to indicate someone around, it's 3, like you just put the indicator on, it goes click, 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 which is 3 clicks. And then as soon as I see the car come out, if it's a car, I won't back off. Just a car by itself, I won't back off because they've got enough power. If they're towing, I'll just back it off. And I'll let them get around and get in front of me. Job done. They'll give me a hazard light flash or flick, 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 and I'll give them a yep, no worries. Job done. It doesn't have to be about my penis is bigger than yours, and like just that stupid attitude of truck versus car, and like it's just ridiculous. It really is. And another thing too, I mean, this is probably not a good example, but we see out of a mirror this big, okay? When we're looking down to the side of the trailers with a road train, so we've got another trailer on as well. We're looking down there. So certain parts, when we're overtaking, right, or in general, we can't see you. We have no idea. We've got an idea where you are, but we can't see what you're doing, and we just can't see you, like, because there's blind spots. Obviously, when you try and you picture, we're looking out of a mirror like this that looks down the side of the truck, yeah, but it doesn't get all the vision there, like it just doesn't. So the quicker you let someone around, the safer you're going to be. This is all about, this is all about your safety. It's not so much my safety, because like I said, I'm going to come over. If I need to come over, I'm sorry, but I'm coming over. And I've had it before where I've been this far. We've been going along for like 3 kilometers, 4 kilometers, because he just won't back off, or he speeds up. Some speed up. So some, when you're overtaking, some will actually try and speed up, either thinking we both have rights on this road or whatever, or they're thinking, oh shit, I've got to do the right thing and start doing the speed limit. Like, either way, I've been there, had a truck come over the horizon, or a car, I can't remember. It's happened a few times. And I've got to about here, I put my indicator on straight away that I'm coming over. As soon as I see a car in the distance or a truck, I'll put my indicator on there and I'll force that car to slow down and back off and get out of the way. And then I'll come back in, and then I'll give them a flick of the indicators to say thank you. It's just about being safe on the road. It's not about being a dickhead. It's really not about being a dickhead. It's about your safety. The less time that you're next to this truck when it's overtaking, the safer it is for you. I don't know why that has to be spelt out, but it really does. And there's going to be people that watch this video that go, oh, you should just sit on 98 and don't even bother overtaking. And you know what? You're the problem. You are the problem. And that's why I'm going to do a video like this, to show that it's not about that. I'm not going to do 98 behind you, and then the next truck catches me and does 98, then the next truck catches and does 98, and then a car tries overtaking 3 road trains and you, and what's going to happen there? Like, you know, start using your brain a bit, and everyone can be safe on the road. You don't need a UHF. Ideally you do. Ideally, it's good to use one. I can 100% see why some truck drivers turn them down from the crap that I've heard on it recently, on the UHF, from truck drivers and against other truck drivers. Like, seriously, like, anyway, that's a whole different topic. And so I can understand why some companies and some drivers don't even turn it on. They don't. So you won't communicate with them because they just turn it off, because all they get is just boom, bombarded with dickheads, like, and they do. And so ideally get a UHF, and if you haven't got a UHF, just follow those simple rules. And if you get up to an overtaking lane and a truck comes out and don't speed up, just back off. Just back it. All you got to do is just touch the brake a little bit, back it off to 85. This truck here, I'll get around you so much quicker if you just back it off a bit than what you would be doing maintaining your speed. It's not rocket science, people. It really is not rocket science. It's just be aware of what's around you. Be respectful of 100 ton of, and I don't mean you know, you got to respect us and we don't respect. I just mean be respectful of yourself, your safety, for you, the driver, and your passenger, because unfortunately you're probably going to be the ones that are going to be in a bit of trouble if something happens. Okay, so there you go. That's my overtaking video. Okay, enjoy.